you had to be able to put PSAs and anything that gives back to people had to run in the system for free.
Okay.
Totally.
Wow, that's pretty great.
And then because you can make a whole lot more money with a whole lot of quarters versus a few dollars,
True.
I knew I didn't need that much money. I was living off of $100 a month, you know, to begin with, so I could deal with it. So I turned the profit margin and put the profit back into the people's hands. Okay. So I would just live off a little bit of, just basically a Walmart approach.
You are a rare breed, I'm going to tell you that right now.
I was just trying to stay alive. Okay? I mean, there's something about being homeless that makes you want to live.
But you know, and not to get away from that, but there's something I want to say. You said what so many other people who are successful, like Tyler Perry, it's when you're at the bottom that you actually go to the resources that you have. Because, you know, sometimes if you had a job, the idea probably may not have come to you. It may have, but if you were working, everything was getting paid, you know, and you were making money, you may not even have it.
Well, you're not serious.
Exactly. But it's when you're at your wit's end and then these inventions, a lot of people, you know, even with my coaching, it's the same thing. I wasn't working. I was home with my son, you know, and this fool I was married to was just acting a fool. And it got to a point where it's like, I got to do something, but I can't go back to work, so what can I do? And then that's when you go into your inner self and find, what am I good at?
Right.
And then that's what pulls it out. And even with you, and I just want to point that out to let people see that it's at your lowest point that you reached into what you're good at, and that's how you start the business. And you were doing something you love.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when you veer off of what you normally are half of what you do.
Exactly.
You know,
I like
so
that.
I just stayed with what I knew.
Okay.
You know, and then I mean, I didn't have a job, so I had a whole bunch of time to work on it, right? But that second job, I lost that too. I got laid off again.
Again?
So now you know, I really needed to get everything working well.
Okay.
So the web business had to go more, and I had to really work on this. And then I got married. So when I got married, my wife believed in me, so she sold her car and took the rest of the money, and we got more on the other side of the machines.
I see, that's a good one. Not like the one who just took you for everything and left you. Not that we're talking
Right,
about
right.
but
Hey.
She sold her car for you. See, that's
Right.
having support.
Yeah, and then when they took, now we had a lot of monitors, a lot of machines, put them in. Now you have the ability to put it in the field and test it for real and hone the software out.
So now, for sake of time, because I want to start talking, and they're going to say, oh, my God. So I know you were trying to explain to me last time, because when we met last time, I was like, okay, I love the concept. So explain the concept. Okay, we're going to use this as, this isn't the real thing, but
Like a screen.
Cheap plug. Just have to shut that one. But this is like the screen. So tell the viewers exactly how does that work. So if this was a monitor, what do they do?
I'll tell you. Basically, if this was a screen, well, let's back up.
Okay.
The bottom line is like something like in I always say like Times Square, since we're in New York.
Right.
You see the digital screens.
Oh, yeah.
So let's shrink that down to a smaller screen, which could be anywhere from small like this in a taxi cab, all the way to something maybe 40 inches or so like inside of a nightclub and all this kind of stuff. And you always see that. Well, now picture that same screen now, switching ads every 15 seconds. There's still ads, and they're being sold for $25 a piece. Okay. Well,
how many ads can it hold?
Well, it can hold 1,000 ads.
And this piece would go, I remember you said.
Right. This piece would be like just attached somewhere on the wall. It wouldn't even be seen. Okay. But you basically plug this piece.
Which is like a USB thing if you
well, it's actually a monitor connection. Okay. And it connects to the monitor. Okay. Okay, so now it's basically like a monitor and a computer. Because this is a full computer, okay?
So he's holding it up, see?
Okay. So it's like a full computer. You have, you know, output for display. Okay. You have a network line because it's controlled via the internet. Okay. So once you install it in a location, you never go back to the location. You go back home, go to the internet, because we tied the internet to it, and now you control the ads that go into this via the internet from home.
So you don't have to come.
You never come in. It can be anywhere in the world and you control your ads.
So you could be in the Bahamas,
right,
looking at Dexter saying, so we won't go there,
and control your ads as that. And then people would basically see the ads rolling inside a public place. The system would be saying, you know, to get your ad here, you know, contact so-and-so, $25 a month.
Wow.
Not just a day or like a paper or something. It's a full month.
That's inexpensive.
Very inexpensive.
For those who's complaining, don't go to Starbucks for 3 days
right.
for the month, and that's basically almost your...
And you really need a month or so to get something out. 1 day paper wouldn't work.
Oh, no, of course not.
Right. So basically, that's what I did. I shrunk that 2.5 foot, that 2.5 or 4 foot thing down into this.
Okay.
And you know, basically, I used current technology. It's my software and my idea with the control. But then the biggest thing is not the system and software. It's the business model that you give back the majority of the money to the people who actually support the system, and that way they are now in business and don't need a job. Okay? The other thing is, this kind of business doesn't require you to say what your background is or where you've been the last 5 years, like incarcerated or something like that. So it doesn't matter. And as a matter of fact, you can actually do this kind of business and you never even see your client, because you can market the advertisement remotely because you have the internet at your disposal to send out solicitations for the advertisement to go in the system.
So now, how would, let's say I said, okay, you know what, besides the 25 million things I do, I want to do this. And I always say, if I can do it, then anybody can do this. So let's say I say, you know what, Darnell, I'm going to get into this business too, because as I've learned from reading all the good ones, Robert Allen, you need multiple streams of income. You know, for you to become, we're going to work on that too. This year, you're going to get multiple streams of income ideas, so you can have income streams coming from numerous places and not just one. Get rid of your job. You will never get rich working. As a matter of fact, 5 more years, nobody's going to have a darn job.
Right, I think so too.
I get this. Well, where am I putting my, how do I...
Well, here's the steps. The steps are to find a location that is a great location. I like locations that already have displays, because then you can tell a person, you can say, look, let me take one of those displays that's costing you money right now and turn it into something that can produce money. All right? So we take one of those big screens. You buy yourself an ad server, which is $300. Okay? It's pre-programmed. Once you buy it, I'll set it up for you. I'll set your website up for you so you can control it. You take it in the location, if he agrees, tie it to one of the displays, and then you're basically in business at that moment. But the key to it is that those $25 that come in, you're going to send some of that commission back to the location for allowing you to put it in there. So he's making money, or she. The ads are cheap, so that you're making money, and then since the ads are also cheap, the people themselves are buying ads, so you have an endless supply of clients.
And I just did the little bit of math that my brain is great with. 12 clients, basically, that's the unit back.
Oh, yeah.
That's 300.
Oh, yeah.
And then you figure anything after that.
That's right. As a matter of fact, I used to, when I first did the model, I would take a commission off of every ad you sold. But I got rid of that model, and that was like a 30-70 split. Now it really is a 2%, 98% split. And what I do is I only take basically 2 ad sales for a machine a month, and you can put as many as you want. There's no limit to what you put in, up to your 998 ads. Other than that, and I don't really care. You can market yourself the way you want. So it's modeled more like a cell phone account. You activate it. It's a one-time fee a month, or flat fee, and you have unlimited minutes. In this case, you have 1,000 ads or unlimited ads. Right? You can make what you want. And that's basically it. There's no contracts per se. If you don't want it on, you just don't pay and it shuts off. You want it back on, just pay and it turns back on. Right?
Like, why is it black?